Today I'm going to be showing you how to brainstorm 90 days of content in 1 hour. This is something that I have taught hundreds and hundreds of our clients that we have trained on our YouTube channel growth strategies to complement our YouTube ad strategies. But here's the great part. This isn't just for YouTube channels. You can use this for any type of content. And so I want to walk you through the exact steps in order to create 90 days worth of content in a 1 hour brainstorming session. So let's dive in. So first, what you want to do is you want to create a bulleted list of at least 10 answers for each of these following questions about your ideal viewers, audience, readers, or your ideal clients that you want to be consuming your content. The first question is, what are their fears? Next, what are their doubts and insecurities? What are their tangible problems? What are their goals and desires? What are their burning questions? What are their reasons for inaction? What are some of their past failures? And what are their limiting beliefs? All of these questions, what you want to do is write down 10 answers. And I know it gets harder the more you do, but the more you do, the deeper you're going to get into the psyche of your ideal client. Now, here's the beauty. This day and age, we can actually use AI to help us with that. Literally just go into ChatGPT and give it the prompt. My ideal client is, let's say, a coach or consultant or course creator. They're looking to learn how to use YouTube to get ideal clients and grow their business. Give me 10 of their biggest fears. Give me 10 of their biggest doubts and insecurities. That's actually how you turn this from a 1 hour brainstorm, by the way, into more like 10, 15, 30 minutes. Just like that. Now, of course, I do also recommend though doing this exercise in your own head because you're gonna come up with ideas that maybe ChatGPT won't even come up with. But AI is a great tool to assist you with this process. So now you have 10 answers to all of those questions. And so what we're going to do is we are going to go through that and then find 5 different angles for each of those bullet points, including a personal story, a case study, a metaphor, a thought experiment, and an overall perspective or insight. And so what we want to do is we want to create different angles for each of these specific video ideas. So let's use an example. Let's say one of the fears that you listed out is that Facebook might shut down my Facebook ad account. And again, that could be a fear that a potential client would have with us. We help businesses with YouTube ads and YouTube video marketing. And so if Facebook shuts them down, then they're going to be looking for something else. And so that could be a big fear. So here are the 5 different angles that you could take with that answer. First, the personal story. So you could talk about the experience you've had with clients who, put all their eggs in one basket, right? With Facebook, and now they're worried that Facebook might shut down their ad account. They would lose everything. And I can essentially share how, YouTube would be a much better alternative and not to put all their eggs in one basket. So I can tell that story of the people that I've talked with, that even said that Facebook shutting them down was a blessing in disguise. I can also talk about case studies. That's another angle. I can tell the story of a similar client who saw this come to pass and their Facebook ad account was shut down. They've been solely reliant on Facebook and they brought all of their ads to a screeching halt. Then they started using YouTube and found that they made an even better return. Now, you can also take a metaphor and analogy. So approach this same blessing in disguise using that metaphor. When one door closes, another opens. Next, there's a thought experiment, reframing the problem in the way that you ask the question by saying something like, what if your Facebook ad account was shut down tomorrow? How would it affect your marketing? What would you do? Right? So again, that's a thought experiment. It gets them into this as well. Or a new perspective or insight. A new perspective is typically something your ideal client hasn't thought about. For example, you might point out that Facebook shuts advertisers down all the time for relatively small infractions. But YouTube has a 3-strike policy. On Facebook, you can get the ban hammer at any time for a single infraction, and it has people really on their toes and nervous. But YouTube has a 3-strike policy, which means even if you accidentally violate a rule, then you'll be made aware of it so you can change your behavior before getting banned. So no more living in fear or having your ads shut off overnight. Now, this is just one example of how you can come up with 5 different angles based on that one source of fear. So again, the fear question, there's multiple different fears. This is just one of those, Facebook ad accounts getting shut down. And then I have all of these different angles that I can use. So to recap, we started off by giving 10 different answers for each of those 8 questions. That gives us 80 different potential ideas. Then for each of those ideas, we can come up with different angles. And then the next piece is once you look at all of that, and you can see this is technically like 400 different ideas. But again, if you do this right, you could do this manually in an hour. And if you use AI, you could do that whole process in literally 10, maybe even 5 minutes if you are really great at prompt engineering. So then from there, what you're gonna do is you're going to shortlist your top 20 different ideas. Now, these might be a combination. These might be some of the individual bullet points that you listed, or some of the angles that you came up with when you're thinking about each bullet point, or it might even be a whole category altogether. This isn't just one individual angle. What you might be doing is looking at it and saying, oh, I can actually combine these few angles together, or these couple bullet points together. That would make a great video. That's what you want to do. You're using this to get rid of writer's block and see, okay, what can I put together? You take those pieces, you come up with your 20 ideas, and what you're gonna do is you can come up with a hook, story, educate, summary, and call to action. So for instance, a hook could be, did you know that YouTube has a 3-strike policy, but on Facebook you could get shut down for a single small infraction at any time? If you're depending solely on Facebook for all of your advertising and lead flow, that's a reason to live in fear. And then getting into the story. Let me tell you about what happened to my clients, Nick and Zach. Both got shut down by Facebook without warning. Although they were scared when this happened, because they'd been relying solely on Facebook ads up until that point, it turned out to be a blessing in disguise because that helped them find YouTube. Then from there, we can get an educate. This is the real meat of the video. And I can dive into all the challenges that Facebook ads have and the concern with putting all your eggs in one basket. What happens, if you do that, right? And then we can talk about YouTube and all the benefits, how it has a 3-strike policy, but also how YouTube allows you to target people when they have intent. It's a video first platform with audio on. There's so many different ways to target people based on everything YouTube or Google has. Again, that's not what this video is, so I won't dive into everything here. The educate section is gonna be a much bigger section, but you can see where I'm going with that. Then from there, you're gonna hit the summary. This is where you provide a brief summary of all the major points that you covered over the course of the video. Finally, you have a call to action. So for instance, if you're ready to escape the fear of relying solely on Facebook ads, then book a call with us today. And we'll help you make the transition to a much better, safer, and impactful platform to diversify your lead flow on YouTube. And so you can see how I can put all of those pieces together, and that's just coming from one of those different bullet points, combining a few of the angles together and turning it into one full video. But then what you can do is you can take this a step further, because now all you gotta do to create 90 days of content is just turn 12 of these into finished videos. That's one video per week. But how do you actually create 90 days of content from that? Well, that one video per week goes on YouTube, but you can also use our content repurposing strategy to turn each YouTube video into 36 different pieces of content. By the way, if you wanna see that video, and I break it all down there, the exact step-by-step framework to turn one YouTube video into 36 pieces of content, you can check out the annotation linked above and down in the description below. It's a free video. It's gonna walk you through step-by-step exactly how that works. And so that is going to allow you to create an infinite amount of content ideas. Now, even though I call it a 90-day plan, really the truth is you can create way more content than that following this process. You're coming out with 400 potential video ideas in one sitting. Again, it can take you 1 hour or even just 10 or 15 minutes if you use AI. Again, that's 8 questions, 10 answers, 5 angles per answer. Doesn't mean you have to create all 400 videos, doesn't mean you only create one angle, right? This is gonna give you all the brainstorming you need to go and put videos together so you never have to wonder, what video should I create? Again, you always have an infinite well of opportunities and potential videos that you can create. So hopefully you found this video valuable in how you can brainstorm 90 days of content in just 1 hour. Now, if you found this video valuable, please give it a like and share it with somebody else that also needs to know how to brainstorm new video ideas. And if you want our help to actually implement these strategies to scale and grow on YouTube, you can book a strategy call using the link down below as well. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications so you never miss a video, and I will see you in part 2 of the training where I show you how to turn one video into 36 different pieces of content. I'll see you there.